Alright guys, so here we are going to be doing the stitches for our holster. Just gonna go ahead and zoom in. Alright, so we are going to be adding the stitches around the edges, of course. Around the edges here, right? And we have the guide here on our sculpting details for our normal mat. We kind of could see where we need to add those stitches. And the way we're going to do this is we could just copy what we have here for our layer. We could duplicate this layer and then we could change up the color, because of course we don't want the same color stitch that we have, which is right here, it's green, and that's going to be for the pants. And for this one, I want it to be more like a light brown. So let's go ahead and just duplicate our stitches here. Control D to make a copy. And I'm going to go ahead and call this one Stitches Holster. And this one, I'm going to go ahead and rename this one Stitches Pants. Alright, so I'm going to go to my Stitches Holster. And right off the bat, I'm just going to go ahead and change the color. I'm going to hover our mouse over here and get a brown. And then I'm just going to make it lighter. So maybe like this color. Maybe even lighter, like that. And I'm going to go to my masking for this. This is the old paint, which is going to be basically for this part of the pants, and I don't want that. I'm going to go and remove that paint, and I'm going to create a brand new one. Right click, add paint. Okay. And could turn on my symmetry. So for the holster here, we could have symmetry as we are adding the stitches just for this part of the mesh. Then of course later on we need to make sure that our symmetry is turned off, because when we go to this part it's not going to be symmetrical. Alright, and of course we have to go to our brushes and make sure we find the stitches. I'm going to do the same stitches as before, stitches 1, and I'm going to do the same size as before. The size I'm going to set to 0.52 and the spacing 80. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. Turn on my lazy mouse. I'm going to crank up the lazy mouse to about 14. And I'm going to go ahead and see. Go ahead and click and drag. You know what? Maybe I could do this better, because I'm going to go and drag my light around so I could see the details even more for the guide here that I have. Yeah, I think it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and click and drag. Okay, so when I click and drag, you see nothing is being sculpted. Nothing is being drawn on. Make sure that it's black. Right now, if you could see that the color is, right now it's color black. We need to actually set it to white. Press X on your keyboard so that your stitch paintbrush is white. Now we could go ahead and reveal it. So now you could see it, right? And of course, it's very important to look at the right view as you are doing this. I'm going to do that. And make sure you turn on follow path is on right here. Alright, this is perfect. So really, it really matters a lot how you're looking at the view. Going all around. Okay. And all the way around here. And all around. Up to there. So you can see I have it on both sides, right? And I'm gonna go around here. Make sure I look at the right view and just click and drag. All around up to here. Now I could do I'm going to start out here and then just click and drag all around. And on down. I don't want it too close to the edge. Over here, right on down. Find a better view, and on down. Of course, the more time you take on this, the more perfect you'll get it to look. And I'm gonna go in this direction and finish up what I have here. Maybe like this way. Navigate it so you have the best view as possible. Best view you have, the more accurate these stitches will look. It's a little, probably gonna go all the way like this, then all the way down. Okay. Alright, so basically we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna go all throughout using the same technique, going all around the edges and adding the stitches for this. And we're also going to be doing the stitches here, which is we're going to turn off symmetry for these. This one we have to turn, the symmetry still has to be on as we are doing this side because this is completely symmetrical. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play the music in the background. Feel free to watch me as I do the rest of the stitches.